They lived a few blocks behind us, and we had a lot of memories from back then. And some of the other people that are here from my grade school, Connie Nash is here, from my high school, from the high school and the neighborhood, Pat Higgs, Susie Bloomstrip, Chris Glaze, Joanne Payne. A lot of great memories for us back then. And one of my oldest friends, who's now in Columbia, Missouri, they came all the way in here, and they also came in to give me some support after my aunt died. That's Chris Prestigiacomo, who used to live right next to us. He's here with his wife. Really appreciate it. We grew up in a great time. Our parents, like your parents, provided for us. They did a great job. They were from the greatest generation, which makes sense that they were always given. But I want to start off talking about my dad's life. And he lived a long life, so it's going to be a little bit long here. So sorry about that, but hey, I know it's going to be on Friday night. Anyway, let me start off by saying that I want to start off with some English grammar and some things that the nuns taught us during St. Francis and during Bishop Hogan, because they were always sticklers for English. Always. It was one class that, luckily for me, I did good, but it was just ridiculous how grammar-based they were on it. But I want to talk about one single word that really sums up my dad's life. He was a Marine. He was a 3-year Marine boxer who went undefeated in 3 years. He was a tough old Marine. And a lot of people don't know that. He was really proud about it. He didn't talk about it, but he was really proud about it. It's a huge accomplishment. He was always indebted to the Marines because he said it took him from being a wild child to a focused, disciplined person his whole life. And when he got out of that, he was ready to have a family. And I'm the first end result of that family. We lost a brother named John 7 years ago. And I had my younger brother Joe. And then when Joe was 10 years old, my mom and dad decided they wanted to procreate some more. And my sister Jackie was here. So we grew up as 3 brothers, and roughhousing brothers, I may add. Always getting in trouble, driving them crazy. But because he had a boxing environment, my mom was smart enough to be the disciplinarian. Because if she had left that to him, I'd probably have a few black eyes in my life. Because I was a pretty wild child. But he always gave it up to the Marines, and he loved it. I bought him 2 Marine hats. He wore them around town, and he loved the attention that he got from wearing those. And even in Atlanta, we'd go to an IHOP, a favorite IHOP, and they would always come in and shake his hand, and he loved it. It was something that he relished. So that tells you a lot about a person that goes from a street urchin to a disciplined Marine, an undefeated boxer, and then he raises a family of 4. I'll get into his work environment, all that stuff, but the Marine saying is Siempre Fidelis, and it means basically we are always faithful to those on the left and the right, and from the fellow Marines we fight alongside to those in our community for which we fight. It's an incredible legacy of Marines, so I wanted to put that out there for anybody that knows anybody in the armed services. They give up a lot for our country, for our freedoms, and for everything that we do. Go back in time, World War I, World War II, and all the other conflicts. People died for your right to complain or to say something bad about a Democrat or something bad about a Republican. That somebody fought for your rights there. And that's something that needs to be brought up, especially in these times, because we're a diverse country now, which is a good thing, but it's a bad thing too. And not to get into political deals, he was very, very proud of that, and so was I. I want to talk about some of this grammar in English. Is that the word ordinary by itself is commonplace and standard. That's the definition. But when you turn it into a superlative and add the word extra to it, it turns it into something incredible it turns it into extraordinary. And for that, it changes things. It turns something from ordinary into remarkable or unusual. And the synonyms that go along with that, which are the same type of words with the same type of meanings, are there's a long list of them. And just to give you an idea, amazing, exceptional, fantastic, incredible, marvelous, outstanding, particular, phenomenal, rare, remarkable, singular, special, surprising, uncommon, unheard of, and unimaginable, and unprecedented. That word, extraordinary, defines my father's life of 94 years. He, like I said, he was a street urchin, and then found some focus and became a family man. In 1955, him and my mother got married in Kansas City and went on to have a family. We lived for a long time at 49th and Lydia, St. Francis Avenue. But before that, we lived in South Bend. There's not much drama about our previous house, but in 49th Lydia was life-changing for me, our family, my dad. We had neighbors next to us. The whole block was Catholics with 5 and 7 kids and 4 kids. So it was a big St. Francis Catholic community. We had neighbors on the right, to the left, behind us, in front of us, and 2 blocks down, and then all around us. So we grew up in an environment back when you could ride your bikes until it got dark. You could play football in the streets. You could do all kinds of things that you really wouldn't want your kids doing nowadays. So it was a remarkable era, one that left a huge stamp on me. Probably my brother Johnny, as he was younger than me by 2 years. Joe and Jackie were there for a while, and then my parents in the 80s. Do you know the year that they moved out to?
77.
Okay, 77. So it was the year after graduation. So they moved out and bought a farm. My aunt and uncles had lived out there. My Uncle Manuel and my Aunt Carmen, who are now deceased, lived out near Freeman, Missouri. My Aunt Alice lived in Harrisonville, Missouri. And so there were family people that had gone out of the city and moved out there to the country. My parents were the third set of relatives that moved out there. They lived on a farm, a 6-bedroom, 2-bath house with 40 acres in Freeman, Missouri, which we still own. Joe, Jackie, and John all went there to school. Jackie was there the whole time at Cass Midway. And Joe and Johnny were there for a couple of years, right? 2 to 3. Were you there the whole time? High school?
All of high school. John was 2 years.
And Johnny was there for 2 years. And before my parents moved out there, Johnny moved in with the Garcias. Isn't that right, Charles? Wherever you are? Charles?
Yes. I'm not Charles, but yes.
Yeah, okay. So Johnny, in anticipation of going to school there, moved out there before my parents bought it. And both him and Joe became stand-up basketball players out there, which was great. I used to go out there and watch the games. It was great. My dad loved it. And so they were very, very happy there for 20 or 30 years until my dad got in a car accident, which it wasn't his fault. The girl was drunk and T-boned him on a curb. And out of that wreck, he broke his C7 vertebrae and was in the hospital and had to relearn how to walk and everything. And it was during the time, right before then, that my mom and him had gotten separated. But when he broke his neck and had to go to recovery, she was with him for all that time, taking him back and forth to the recovery and rehab for about a year, 2 years. So what was a separation got delayed because of that. And then he eventually bought my little brother Joe's condo, 104th and Warnell, and started his separate life there, where my mom had stayed out at the farm. But it was very, very good times. My brother Johnny was the first to graduate with a college degree, and if you all come from the same parents as me, their number one goal was to get you all to go to college. That was it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times my mom and dad told me that, and how important it was, etc., etc. And of course, I didn't get my college degree. I got tired of hearing about it. But anyway, they wanted that, and for my brother Johnny, he was the very first one to get his degree from Avila. Then Joe got his degree from Avila, right?
UMKC.
UMKC. And then my sister graduated from KU. So 3 of their 4 graduated and got their college degree, and for that they were very, very happy. For reasons I don't want to go into now, but a friend of mine at work had been encouraging me to go back to college. He said, you need to go back. He had gone back and got his 4-year degree. He had a 2-year, but he went back and got a 4-year. We worked in the airline industry. I worked at Delta Airlines in Atlanta, Georgia, in their data center. So they were always having layoffs. I mean, it was I survived 6 of them. And it was one of those things that you always wonder to yourself, well, maybe it's because I don't have a college degree. Because that was a time that some people could get good jobs without a college degree. I was lucky I got a good job without a college degree. But my friend, who just recently died of a heart attack, kept on encouraging me. We were good friends, co-workers. And I went back to school. And I ended up liking it a lot. And I got my college degree when I was 52. So I became the 4th one of all the kids to get a college degree. My mom came down. My dad was doing something, probably eating the chili, I don't know. But anyway, my mom did come down, and she was very, very happy. And it brought a lot of pride to me because, I'll be honest with you, it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. To go back and relearn algebra and chemistry, and it was a pain in the butt. I'll just be flat out. But it was a very, very good feeling because I made a lot of friends back there. I don't know why, but all the girls were attracted to me, so I became study partners for about a dozen people, and there were never any guys. It was always girls. But anyway, so that was part of that, and it worked out really good. So I hope he's proud. My mom's still alive, and for those that don't know, 10 years ago, my mother got sick. She had run a